All right, y'all, what's up? This is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex, and I got a lot to cover for you guys today. I'm going to show you this hot strategy that I like using a lot. It's called the Triple T, and it's very, very simple. Anybody can use it. I'll show it to you momentarily. Also, I want to cover news to be on the lookout for this week so that you'll be aware of what you need to be thinking about once you're preparing to place some trades this week. Also, we still have the challenge going on with Miss Jenny for the signal service. Make sure that if you haven't joined the signal service and participated, you still have plenty of time to jump in there and make a lot of money while winning the challenge. It's very simple. Just sign up for the signal service, download her trading system, and take some trades. That's it. And send in screenshots. It's not based on whether you win or lose. It's more about participation. So the more screenshots of trades you've taken using a trading system, you get entered into the drawing for cash and prizes. That's what that's about. And also, I have a huge announcement to make for you guys on the first week of March, so be on the lookout for that. So let's get started with the Triple T strategy. All right, so this is a very, very simple strategy. What you want to do, and you can use this on any 3 time frames. That's where, let me go back so you guys are clear. Triple T stands for triple time frames. Okay, triple time frames, and I'm going to show you some examples right here because this was a hot one. A lot of people in our group made some good, very, very good money on this one last week, and so I wanted to kind of show you guys exactly what happened on this one. This pair is GBP NZD. I'm going to use the Triple T by going to the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame, and then to the 15-minute time frame. So when I say Triple T, it stands for triple time frames, or 3 time frame confirmations. Okay, now the reason why I like this so much, especially starting with the daily time frame, is because once you enter some of these, you just need a little bit of patience, but once they drop, they give you a massive amount of pips. And if you do your calculations, you'll notice that the amount of pips that it will take for you to take 2, 3, 4 trades per day, well, in one trade, if you just wait for with some patience, at the end of the week, one of these trades will be a significant amount of pips that will be equivalent to you taking multiple trades at one time trying to make the same amount. Let me show you what I mean. So right here, I'm just going to go and grab my crosshair. You'll begin to see this right here. You can see it double topped up here. Okay, but that's not the one I want to focus on. I'm going to focus on this recent one right here, where you can kind of see it right here, GBP NZD. And the reason I'm picking this one is because it just happened last week. Okay, and you can see where price action off the daily time frame on a naked chart, and I'm going to show you on the naked chart, then I'm going to show you on simplicity how it's even easier using our simplicity system. But if you don't have it, you can still do this on the naked chart. So you can see where price action is just stalling out, and that's what you're looking for, stalling points. Okay, any stalling points where you see that it's tending to stall out or retest an area, such as what it did here. As you can see right here, it stalled out because it retested an area. Okay, any point of retest or stalling out is where you want to start taking looks at it. Okay, support levels, as you can see, any of these. Okay, but let's go to something that's very abundantly clear. Right here, you can see it was stalling out for how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop hunting. 7. Okay, and it just hung out, touched again, all up in this area, so you can clearly see it. Drop down to the 4-hour. Do you see it even clearer? The answer is yes. On the 4-hour, you can even see the stop hunts even more clear. Okay, you can see the level. So now I jump to the 15-minute, and let's see what date this was. This was ranging from the date of the January 28th, and it was hanging out in this area all the way through Valentine's Day, which, by the way, happy anniversary to me and my wife. We had a great time on vacation last week for our wedding anniversary / Valentine's Day up at the Super Bowl. All right, so let's go to the 15-minute, and we're going to scroll over, and you can see the dates here at the bottom, and there we are. See, you can see it right there. It was touching. See, and look, It got done stop hunting, so you can see the stop hunt's very clear. But once they got done with the stop hunt, see, this is why you use this time frame to see where they are. Where would I place my stop? Above the stop hunts, okay? Above them, all right? Even if I got in over here on this one, I would have placed my stop above the stop hunts, okay? As you can see here, it came, retested, stop hunt. Came down, stop hunt again, okay? So any of these levels here, I'm going to put my stop several pips above, because I know even if they do retest, they're going to try to stop hunt you first. As you can see, it happen right here, here, and here. So anywhere up here, I would have been good to go. Now drop down to that 15-minute again, and let's just take this one for an example, okay? Right here, see that massive drop right here? It looks like nothing important, but watch what happens when we get to the lower time frame. So if I was to jump in on this one anywhere up here, where would I place my stop? I already see that there's a stop hunt here and here, so I'm going to place my stop up there. That'd be about 65 pips. Okay, the ultimate run to the bottom was 263 pips. Then it came back up and did the same thing again, except for this time it did it without the stop hunts. Where would I place my stop? Same place, just in case. And again, 237 pips on this drop, okay? And let me show you this. How did I know when to get out if you don't have simplicity? Because it keeps dropping to this level. You see it touching? Touch, level, 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 level. So where would I have gotten out on this one? Somewhere back at this level, okay? So, or hope you're seeing this. Very simple. And how do you identify levels? It's just areas where you see price action that touched and moved away and touched again. As I taught you guys, price action loves to hang out at popular club spots. You know how you go to a club spot where it's real popular and everybody wants to hang out. So even if your friends come to town, you tell them, hey, you know, I know this club spot, and everybody wants to go back to where it was popular, right? Well, price action does the same thing. It comes back to where price is popular, and you can see it touched here in the past, touched here in the past, went up, came back and touched here in the past, and now it's coming back to this popular area up here. But then when it drops, it's coming back to this popular area here. So even though this one didn't touch it, okay, even though it technically did not touch, I don't care. I will get out because this is a popular area. So that's your exit strategy, okay? Here, up here is your entry strategy. Here would have been your exit strategy. And this could be done on buy and sales. It can be done on any of them. Okay, so I'll show you another example out of this. I'm just going slowly so that everybody understands how this works and you can make some money this week. Now, I will say this is more for people who are day traders and swing traders, okay? This is not a scalping strategy. It's more of a day trader, swing trader type of thing. And if I was to say even more crisp, I would lean it more towards being a swing trader, because sometimes this can play out in a day, depending if you would have got in on this one. Yeah, boom, nice, nice. But you still would have had to hold this for at least a day or two. So sometimes you just got to be patient, which means you're not going to be able to just scalp off of this using this strategy, and you may have to hold it longer than a day. Okay, not a big deal. All right, so let's go down again. Now we're on the 4 hour. We've already marked it up. You can see it here on the daily. See, here's the daily. Let me make the chart a little bit bigger. You can clearly see it. It was right here, stalling out. You see this stalled out area here. You can see them very clear. See these stalled out areas? Okay. All these stalled out areas, look. That's where you can clearly see the stalls, okay? You can see them all over the place on the daily. Then you're just dropping down to the 4 hour to get a better confirmation. As you can see right here, reverse head and shoulders. See, boom, same thing. It's right here. Can you not see it? See? Anywhere stalling out, you go down to the lower time frame next to it, which would be the 4 hours. Start as high as you can and go down. For me, I like the daily, 4 hour, and 15-minute. That's the triple T, triple time frame. And as you can see, here goes a reverse head and shoulder, so it confirmed it. So now all I could have did, even here, and let me put on a little time stamp on that. That would have been November 8th, and we'll find another one. Okay, November 8th. So let's scoot back on November 8th. Got to go back a little bit and I'll show you. So this is just two of them using one trading pair, and I'm just showing you guys some examples so that you can see this stuff for yourself. Okay, Oops, November. Oop, I went too far. Sorry, hold on. November 8th. Where are you? My charts are jumping. It's probably because I have a shorter. I cut off the history on my charts at some point, but at least you get it. Okay, so it's not showing it correctly. Let me see if I can see it on the 30. November 8th. That's one of the things I do is I cut down the number of candles that's showing my charts so it doesn't lag when you're trading with indicators. So I do apologize for that. November 8th. Okay, here we go. There we are. See? Boom. You see it? Right there on the 30th. I'm sorry, November 8th. Right here. See? And this is from the 30-minute charts. If you go to the 15-minute, if you don't have a limit on your candlesticks history, you'll see it. Okay, but here it is. You can see confirmation that this is where it's dipping. And you can see the 3 little stop hunts. You see that? 1, 2, 3. So where would you place your stop even here? Of course, you will place it several pips below. Okay, give it room to breathe. Out of the way. And then it took off, bounce, 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 bounce. And then after that, it just kept on going and never stopped. So do you see why I say this is not necessarily a trading style that you want to use if you're a day trader or a swing trader. I'm sorry, a scalper or a day trader. This is more of, you want to hold that thing. But see, this is that one that I showed you here. That's the one you just saw. And from the daily, you can see this thing went up how many pips? Over 1,500 pips from the 30-minute time frame. Again, you can do, any combination of 3 that you want. So I showed you from the 30-minute, since my candle history doesn't go back, so it's showing too many candles off the 15, but you clearly still saw it. Okay, so that's it. So here we are. Let's get back to this one. Then I got one more example, and I got more to go over in this video. I'm just trying to provide you guys with a lot of good information so everybody can make some money this week. So again, right here, you can see where it was doing its thing, drop to the 4 hour. You can see it right here, very clear. And I'm going to highlight this area. Anywhere up in here would have made you some money. Okay. And again, you can see the drops came afterwards. After the stop hunts, they drop. Okay. Try to take people out. Even this little small one here, you say that's not a big move. Yep. Yes, it is. 118 pips. Let's look at this one here. How many pips? 129. Okay, here, 266. Then it bounced back up and retested and gave you another opportunity. And how many pips? 200 and something pips there, 229. All right, so let's drop down to the 15-minute and let's go to the date. Let's see if we can find that date again. Let's just use this one here for an example. And that would have been 2/14, Valentine's Day, my wedding anniversary. All right. And nice try, Cincinnati. I know you all tried. You tried. You tried. Okay, so here we are. You can see a gathering right here. Now, can you see, and then this is the 14th, so you can see the date matches. So you can see right here, it stalled out for a little while, and then what happened? A huge, massive drop took place afterwards. So this is what I'm telling you, using this strategy, this is more for people who just want to play some trades, maybe find 1 or 2 of these a week, and just walk away, just leave it alone, because it's not one of those. And again, if you're a scalper, yes, you can jump in at the best possible place, scalp for some pips here. If you want to be a day trader and just get in and get out, you can do that. But if you want the maximum opportunity, this is more for those who want to be a day trader, more of a swing trade strategy. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control Y, and that's going to bring up what's called my day separators. So let's take a look. It happened here. You could have entered on day 1. Okay, day 1, and if you got in here, yeah, you could have made some pips on a scalp or a day trade. That's cool. Let's see, you could have made about 58 pips. Grab it and go. Grab and go. Okay, no problem. And this is day 2. Again, it retested. You could have grabbed, could have grabbed, could have grabbed. I get it. Do your thing if that's what you want to do. It's no harm, no foul. It's your choice. But as I'm shrinking this out, and you can see the day separators, which separates each day. Just hit Control Y on your computer, and that'll bring it up. You can see if you just want to place a trade for a day or 2 and just leave it alone and just carry it, so you can trade less and make more with ease. Look, 1, 2. On the 3rd day, look, 2nd day, it started dropping. Day 3, day 4, day 5. So one trade you could have held for one day, just once, just hold one trade for a week. And that would have netted you about 242 pips on this trade. One trade. Now, I'm gonna bring this up and show you why this is such a powerful tool. Okay, so let's go here. If we did 240 pips, let's just round it to 240, divided by 5 trading days, how many pips on average did you make per day? See, roughly 48 pips, which was close to 50 pips a day, and you only took one trade, one of these beauties. See, just one. And I'll take the date separators off. So do you see why this is such a powerful strategy? You see why? Okay, because when it takes off, and it can cough up some very strong pips. Let me give you one more example. Now, here's what I'm going to do for those who have simplicity. Let's take a look at it with simplicity. As you can see here, using simplicity, we had it off the daily time frame, and of course you see it bouncing clearly off the top of my zones. That's the first key. Remember that other one I was showing you at the bottom? See, it's bouncing off the daily zone, off the daily time frame. That's when I'm really paying attention. As soon as you're touching and bouncing off these zones, I'm alert. Go down to the 4 hour. Look what we have here. Look what we have here. Everything was lining up. Okay. Then you drop to the 15-minute. Slide over. You remember all the spiking? Who was sitting right here telling you, down we go? It was right here. And clearly you can see, without even thinking, it went on down. Okay. You remember that? See how much simpler it is with simplicity? That's why I said, yes, you can use a naked chart. But for me, I don't want to do all this drafting and drawing. I simply wait for me to see it's touching off the daily time frame, confirming that it's tap dancing off the top, off the 4 hour. Okay, and this is more of an extended 415 strategy, if you want to call it that. But this makes me really feel warm and fuzzy about what's going on, because I see it touching off the top, off the daily time frame number 1, time frame number 2, the 4 hour, time frame number 3, and I just drop down to the 15-minute, wait for the entry arrow, and boom, it cascaded right on down. And there we are. All right, let me show you one more example. All right, let's take a look here. This is the AUD CAD. You can see it happen here recently. This was last week or within the last 2 weeks, where right here it hit a support level. You can see it touch. Okay, so it doesn't have to have a bunch of candles. It can just be a few. Okay, 2-3 candles. Okay, as you can see, it touched here. Then right here, you see that? It's still stalling out. That's all I'm looking for. It's areas where it has stalled out, which means there's a chance it's going to come back up the other way and take a breather. See this? It's all over the place, especially from the daily. Okay, and all you need is to be patient and wait. Look at all these setups. See where they're stalling out in a range. Stalling out. And if I bring this down, you can see it a little bit better. So now, yes, the stop hunts are there, but look how many candles are stalled in the same area. They're not going too much higher, too much lower yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About average, huh? This one was only 3 candles. 1, 2, 3. So bottom line is hanging out and stalling out. Okay, so anywhere it's stalling out, 1, 2 candles. Okay, I see you dipping. I see here. Now I feel more comfortable when I see 2 or more candles. Okay, but you can use the 2 here. Okay, here's an example here. Here's an example here. Here's an example here with the railroad tracks, what I heard them called. Okay, engulfing candle. That's cool. You see that? Okay, anywhere where you see stalling out, that's when you want to take a look. And again, I'll show you something. Okay, right here. Bring that up, and this is what I'm looking for. See, touched, touch, 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 touch. So it's constantly touching here, but not going too much further. That's what you're looking for. Okay, drop down to the 4 hour, and you can see it right here. So we'll use this example here. I'll move this out the way. Okay, even though this was one, and I'll show you that momentarily. But as you can see right here, consistent stall out. This is why I said you might have to use a little bit of patience and hold this trade. But look what happened when this thing fell. Oh my freaking goodness. That thing fell for 352 pips. Let's take a look at the date. Anywhere up in this range where you could have got in. We'll just say December 24th as an example. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to simplicity. Okay. And let's see, September 24th. I'm sorry. What date was that? That was December. Okay, December. Let's go to December and take a look at what we see. And that's going to be, oh, that's daily. I'm sorry. Actually, on here, this is where I don't see it here, but let's use these.
Power off.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my speaker, you guys. This one here is better. Let me go back for this example, because this is what I saw on this one. Okay. So you get these, but I'm going to show you this one. This is what I saw using simplicity. Going back to this one. Now, I'm going to show you here on simplicity what I saw. Do you see it touching here? The bottom of the zones. Do you see that, you guys? This is what I'm looking for if you do have simplicity. If you don't, then you have to do the rough method and figure it out. Look at this. See that daily? Touching, 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 touching. Drop down. And what day was this? That's the 28th. Drop down to January 28th. Let's see if we can find our little highlighted area. And there we are. See the arrow? Came right on in. So I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm just trying to pull up examples, so I apologize if the ACAD is not your best example, but you do see the point. The point is that when you see it gathering on this daily time frame, that's when you want to pay attention. Let's take a look at this last one, then I'll move on. This is April 19th. Go down to a 4 hour. Let's see if we can find a little highlighted area. Look at there. And your zones would have been here too. But look at that. This is the 4 hour. Boom. Okay. And I'll go to even to the 30 minute and go to April 13th. May have to go back a little ways. Let's see. I'm just showing you triple confirmation time frames. When you get 3 time frames saying the same story, that's a good thing. Okay. And this is going back. Give me a minute. And I appreciate you watching this long video, but I'm really trying to help you guys make some money. Okay. And we were looking for that buy in April. March. April. I think I have the. Yeah, that was it. Okay, that was here. That was here. That was about January. That was January 31st. Okay, go on down. January 31st. Okay, and there we were on that one. I'm getting confused, but you get it. Okay, so that's the January 31st. Okay. Oh, I know what I was doing. Don't get confused in my own self. Let me go back. So you remember I was saying off this time frame here. And that goes back a long time. So that was April 20th. Either way it goes, you get the point. I don't want to get myself even more confused, and I don't want to confuse you guys. Okay. That was this one here. Right here. And that was April. Okay. And let me see if I can now find it on the lower time frame. Remember, my candlestick history is cut short because when you're running software on your computer, you don't want to have too much candle history. And so therefore what happens is I reduce the number of candles in my history so it doesn't always pull it up the way I want. So I do apologize for that. And this is all the way back in April. Let's see if I will pull it up for me. All right. Let's see. Right, April. Yep. And there it was. Remember, it was a sale. That's what it was. So it was up in this area. So and it was the April 16th. So it would have been, I think it's this one. Okay, yeah. So it would have been this one. So it happened on the lower time frame. Remember, this is why you don't use a tight butt stop loss, because sometimes they'll push it back up. So right here, it started going down. It went, looped over, retested the top. okay, which you've seen on the 4 hour. So this, we were in the right place. I do apologize. So as you can see right here, you would have put it up a bit. I always use a very comfortable stop loss. Why? Because I know this stuff will happen, okay? So what happens is it came down, looped up, tried to take people out, okay? And then look at the drop, just a smooth runoff all the way down. So I was in the right area. I do apologize for the confusion, but you can see it did on the lower time frames. Yes, you can see it's meandering up and down, waving up and down, making some pips. But for me, just to hold it, I would have just held that thing, just leave it alone. And look at it, just cascaded right on down, just as we saw right here, okay? As we saw right here in this area here, okay? And go here, there it was, see? So if you do have simplicity, I hope I'm showing you guys the right example, but either way it goes, you get it. Point is that as long as I'm seeing some stall outs on the daily, I'm gonna drop to the 4 hour, look for confirmation, and drop down either to the 15 minute, 30 minute, whatever floats your boat. You can even drop down to the 1 hour if you want. That's totally up to you. So I hope that I didn't confuse you too much. ACAT was it wasn't the best, but this one was a good one because you was able to clearly see exactly what was going on with it. Clear. It was clear as mud. Okay? Clear as mud on your windshield. You couldn't miss it. Especially this reverse head and shoulders off the 4 hour on this one. See, and that was this area on the daily. Here it was on the 4 hour. Okay. And then you just drop. See, here's the recent. Here was last week. All this money you could have made. One trade. Okay. One trade. And if we go back in history, let's find that one. Yeah, my history is not good on here. Sorry. So if you have a short history like me, here it is right here. Bing, bing, bing. Right there. And it came and just took off. Okay. Took off. But if you have simplicity, it's very easy. That's why I don't keep a lot of history on it. I don't need it. Right here, you see that? Touched. Confirmation of touching. Drop down to that 15 and collect the money. Okay. All right, you guys. So you get the point. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email to superezforex@gmail.com, superezforex@gmail.com, and we can talk more about it. I can share with you. But if you have the simplicity system, I'm telling you, it's very easy to make this money. Very easy. Okay. Now, last but not least, and again, I apologize for AUD CAD. It wasn't the best example. I was just trying to find you more. But you guys, I think you get the point. All right. Last but not least, let's go over the news. And also, I got to show you this. Don't forget to join Miss Jenny's strategy, her challenge. As you can see, she made over 1,400% in 2 weeks using her trading strategy and her trading system, which is in the signal service. And she's just simply trying to encourage you guys to make money so that everybody is prospering in 2022. So make sure to join that. All right. So now, last but not least, let's get to the news, and we'll be wrapping up this particular session today. All right, so this week there's a lot of what's called market PMI, and that's where they are going out to different companies, major corporations, wherever they are in their country. They're going to have it here in the U.S. A matter of fact, in 3.5 hours, the AUD is having their market PMIs, and that's where they go market composites. Basically, they go out to other major corporations and ask them, hey, how's the, what do you think about the strength of your company, blah, 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 blah. It's more like a survey, and then they compile it together, and it kind of gives them a story of the strength of the overall economy by going directly to the businesses. So you have a lot of that going on for the AUD in a couple of hours. But this week, it's going to be the AUD having that going on. Euro is going to be having that starting on Monday. GBP also on Monday. They're going to do manufacturing. They're manufacturing their service composites. So basically, again, they're just going out to industry leaders and asking them their opinions. Basically, this is just how I view it. They're just asking them their opinions, and they gather enough information to say, okay, here's what we see. Okay, as far as overall the strength of the economy. The U.S. is going to be doing theirs on Tuesday, so just be aware of that. On Tuesday, they're going to be having that. Then we also going to have consumer confidence for the euro on Tuesday, and ECB Guando speech, which depending on, don't say nothing crazy, on Wednesday. And don't forget, tomorrow is going to be the banks are closed for the U.S. because it's President's Day on tomorrow. Okay, so the markets may be slow tomorrow. Just know ahead of time. Then you have jobless claims, which is big, but not that big of a deal. Most people pay attention to the NFP, non-farm payroll, but these are just jobless claims that'll be out on Thursday, so I don't put too much stock into that. Also, you have on Thursday new home sales for the U.S. that's going to be happening. Okay, and then you have a Fed Bostic. It's going to be speaking. As long as he doesn't say anything crazy like what happened last week, then I don't pay too much attention to it. You have retail sales coming out for New Zealand on Thursday, which would be a blip, it may cause a little spike, and that's that. Then you have inflation year-over-year rates in February for Europe, for the euro on Thursday. And last but not least, we into Friday, and I didn't see a lot of news on Friday except for durable goods for the U.S. and personal income. That's going to let the people know the strength of the economy, meaning basically the people, how broke are they? And even though they broke, how much money are they spending to keep the economy going? Okay, because that's how the economy gets done here in the U.S. I know I have a lot of people who watch my videos from all over the world, but here in the U.S., we're just into consumers. We're consumers. We're all about purchasing, buying stuff, right? So they want to know how broke are you and how much money you spending on stuff. That's what they want to know, okay? And that tells them the strength of how well the people are doing. The people here, because as long as we're spending, they can tax us and everything else. Okay, all right, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Hopefully it was helpful, and again, I do apologize for the AUD disaster. That wasn't my best example, but I hope you guys kind of understood what I meant by it. But the GBP NZD, that was one that you could clearly see it. So just take your time, find gathering points off the daily time frame. That's all you're really doing, is finding gathering points. Okay, that's all you're really doing off the daily time frame. Drop down to the 4-hour, look for confirmations of the gathering. Okay, as you see here, see, and this one you can clearly see the retest here, which was also here on the daily. See that retest here? It looked kind of crazy on the daily, but the smaller the time frame, the more clearer it's getting. Okay, and then it dropped off, fell all the way down, then it gave a reverse head and shoulders, which we saw off the daily time frame right here, and then it shot up and gave you a bull run of pips. Okay, 1500 pips, and then right here, I think that is a stop right here, possibly come back up and retest, and if it comes anywhere back in this area, I'm gonna smack it again. Okay, all right, you guys, have a great one, and I will talk to you. And if you don't have the Simplicity system, just go to superezforex.com and purchase it, and I'll be in class on Tuesday, so I'll be there available as usual to help you guys, and I hope you have a great trading week. Thank you.